Okie dokie. This is my first kind of request one. It's going to be on the voting record of one of our Australian ministers. We're going to look at how he voted and at some specific bills that he voted on. And to make it all worth it, we'll send him a letter with my thoughts. On today's menu, we have Christopher Pyne, the member of Sturt, Minister of Defence. Yep, it's going to be a good one. Starting our research with this really handy tool, theyvoteforyou.org.au. Looking up old mate Chris here, we've got a list of 83 or so different topics, and just to save time and to be able to get to the point quicker, we will pick out 20 out of this and have a closer look at how he voted on these 20 different topics. Alright, let's have a look. Let's start with what he voted strongly for. Drug testing welfare recipients. Oh, yep. Getting rid of Sunday and public holiday penalty rates. That's a bit of a dick move. Voted strongly for increasing parliamentary entitlements for current MPs and senators. Surprising. Voted strongly for live animal exports. Voted strongly for privatising government assets, like old mate Medicare and everything. Cool. Voted strongly for reducing the corporate tax rate. Oh, look here, we can chuck the dog a bone. Here's a good one. He voted strongly for strengthening gun control laws. Cheers, mate. Alright, we'll go down to what he voted strongly against. Increasing Aboriginal land rights. Increasing investment in renewable energy. Not surprised. He voted strongly against a royal commission into violence and abuse against people with disabilities. Why? He voted strongly against ending illegal logging, ending immigration detention on Manus Island, ending immigration detention on Nauru, increasing access under the Freedom of Information Act. He also voted strongly against increasing customer protections or increasing funding for university education. Voted strongly against increasing protection of Australia's fresh water. Also voted against protecting the Great Barrier Reef. Oh, and voted strongly against restricting donations to political parties and stopping tax avoidance or aggressive tax minimization. Can't say I'm surprised. Okay, now we're going to bring it from a 20 to a manageable 4. We're going to use legislation.gov.au. We're going to cross-reference the information we got from They Vote and get the full names of the acts and bills on which old mate Pyne voted on. First up, I'm going to put a real fresh one. He voted against strengthening protections of employee entitlements, which means he voted no on the Corporations Amendment Strengthening Protections for Employee Entitlements Bill 2018, with, by the looks of it, the original would have been Corporations Act 2001. Next up, he voted strongly for reducing the corporate tax rate. So he voted yes on Treasury Laws Amendment Enterprise Tax Plan number 2, Bill 2017. Interesting. Third one, we'll put he voted strongly for getting rid of Sunday and public holiday penalty rates. And that means he gave a no to Fair Work Laws Amendment, Proper Use of Worker Benefits, Bill 2017. And the last one we're going to put is voted strongly against protecting the Great Barrier Reef. That's a no to the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Amendment Bill 2017, with the original being Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Act 1975. Alright, let's put this together. Okay, with that list of 20 odd and then the focusing in on 4, and also should mention the fact that old mate decided to write a book in 2015 and it was called A Letter to My Children, and I'm sure it's a fantastic read, but I like the little bits of information that you get when you just look up the book and his honest account of how a belief in the power of public service inspired his pursuit in a career in politics or something. Driven by the ambition of leaving a legacy for the next generation. Isn't it? Nice one.
Dear the Honourable Christopher Pyne, Federal Member for Sturt, Minister of Defence. I am a lifelong resident of Adelaide's eastern suburbs and I am writing to you to give you the opportunity to set the record straight. I'm going to list some issues and how you voted on them during your time in Parliament to confirm if it is correct. Assuming that the information I have is correct, I would really like to know the reason why you voted for or against certain legislation. Is it correct that you voted for
drug testing welfare recipients, getting rid of Sunday and public holiday penalty rates, increasing parliamentary entitlements for current MPs and senators, live animal export, privatising government assets, reducing the corporate tax rate and strengthening gun control laws, and voted against increasing Aboriginal land rights, increasing investment in renewable energy, a royal commission into violence and abuse against people with disabilities, ending illegal logging, ending immigration detention on Manus Island, ending immigration detention on Nauru, increasing access under the Freedom of Information Law, increasing funding for university education, increasing protection of Australia's fresh water, increasing protections for the Great Barrier Reef, stopping tax avoidance or aggressive tax minimisation.
I look forward to reading the response from you regarding the accuracy of the list above. I've picked out a couple to look into further. I would really appreciate it if I could get an explanation as to why you voted the way you did on these specific bills. Let's start with a recent one. You voted no on Corporations Amendment Strengthening Protections for Employee Entitlements Bill 2018. I would like to hear your reasoning as to why. You voted yes for Treasury Laws Amendment Enterprise Tax Plan Number 2 Bill 2017. So you voted for reducing the corporate tax rate. You also voted no on Fair Work Laws Amendment Proper Use of Worker Benefits. So you voted to get rid of penalty rates on Sunday and public holidays. I would really like to hear why you voted that way. Mr. Pyne, please tell me why the Australian worker does not deserve or need stronger protections for their entitlements. Please tell me why hard-working Australians do not deserve extra for working Sundays and public holidays. Once you explain these two things, could you please tell me why corporations should pay less tax? The final bill I must mention is the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Bill 2017. The information I have indicates that you voted no, which tells me that you voted against protecting the Great Barrier Reef. Now I must ask two very important questions. Firstly, why did you vote this way? Secondly, what are you going to tell your 4 children when they ask, what happened to the Great Barrier Reef, Dad? Why is all the coral bleached? Why didn't we protect it? You said your belief in the power of the public service led you to pursue a career in politics, but perhaps the power has gone to your head and now you lack belief in public service. Was this really the legacy you wanted to leave for the next generation? I was hoping that you would have made South Australia proud. I was hoping that your voting record would have left me impressed and respecting the federal member for Sturt. Unfortunately, it appears that you put profit over people and corporations over country. I look forward to your response. Have a nice day. Sincerely.